It's been 3 weeks since Ingrid and I activated Star Control and the new robots in the Galactic Zone. Earlier today, I was working on a Nucatron when these damn kids came at us with their thirst zappers. Of course, they got soda all over the exposed hardware. The Nucatron lurched and pointed its nozzle right at one of the boys. I thought for sure he triggered the military protocol, and we were all dead. Turns out Star Control sensed the glitch, so we never had to find out. It shut down the Nucatron itself. God, I was so relieved. I still think having armed robots in the park is insane. As far as I'm concerned, this Star Control's the real deal.
We last let their heroes, they saved the Army Little Squadron from General Helen. Dr. Bloom silly cracked the alien's code while Kenneth figured out that he really is a spy for a mysterious shadow group. But before he could talk to Betty about what he overheard, she called to the engineering bay while the captain is about to discuss the next exciting mission. No.
Listen up. Our next mission is of the utmost importance. According to the communications intercepted by Dr. Bloom, there's a British holding facility that will have a lapse in security within the next few hours. This, combined with our Russian allies, providing us with the layout from their spy inside the facility, we believe we can extract the prisoners and their spy.
Since when we became buddy-buddy with Zareskis?
When aliens started falling out of the damn sky! Sorry. Actually, as of last night, the president and what's left of the governments from around the world decided to more or less pool all of our militaries together. It's a mess, but these are desperate times.
I personally think it's grand. Well, let's get back to business. In spite of the part of the armored suit that General Helen wore when she crashed into the Eldridge, I built these. Unlike Mecha Betty, this won't require amputations, and is easy to use. Each suit is equipped with specialized equipment, heavy weapons that
I personally picked for your units. We got our new EM sniper rifles and grapple hooks for Team Archer, grenade launchers and remote explosives for Team Battering Ram, and for the team actually going into the prison, we have something old-fashioned, swords and shields. Our main job is saving those prisoners, and the last thing we need is for them to get caught in the crossfire. The shields can take more damage than your armor, the swords can get superheated and can cut through almost anything. You will also get a pistol with armor-piercing rounds, just in case. You lot are SHIELD team. Hey, don't look at me, I didn't pick the names.
So, which team am I on?
Betty, you jumped off the Eldridge and picked a fight against an enemy that literally ripped you apart. And that's when she was in a suit the same size as you, let alone those walking tanks they're using now. If you were one of my men, I would have had you tossed out on your mechanical ass.
Sir, remember what we talked about?
But Barclay here thinks you can do better, and requested that you join under his command and Team SHIELD. This is your last chance. Follow every order he gives you to the letter, or else the only job you'll have is filling out request forms for that super factory of yours. Am I clear?
Sir, yes, sir.
Good. Your team leaders will go over the details. O'Connell, you and Dr. Armistead try to find where that power drain is and get it fixed. Dismissed.
I really messed up, didn't I?
Well, yes and no. On one hand, no offense, you kinda went off like an idiot without backup. On the other, it's probably because of you that they started retreating. The captain knows that, he just needs to vent a bit. Now how about we start getting ready?
All right. So these suits look pretty neat. Are these all for our team?
Yep, we got a 10-man team. You and that one there is special.
Why is it special?
That has a camera for Kenneth mounted on the shoulder and a transmitter too. He should get all the action.
What? We're bringing Kenny along?
Yep, President Van Dyne wants to show off the whole operation. Thankfully, the captain convinced him not to air it live.
Isn't it too dangerous?
Not with his 2-ton bodyguard keeping him safe.
Aerial the ship, Dr. Armistead with Engineer O'Connell leading the way, searching for the cause of the mysterious power fluctuations.
So you and some of the crew take bets on who will be sleeping with whom.
We have a lot of betting pools going. It keeps us sane. It's nearly impossible to bring enough books or something on board for any real stint at sea.
Oh, do not misunderstand. I'm not chastising you. I'm just curious. In my days at the university, our fencing team did something similar. So it was more like your American game, bingo, and involved more sordid details. We are getting closer. I believe it is in this room.
I don't see a thing. Ah!
It appears whatever is absorbing so much power became extremely hot and melted its way through the floor. What was stored in this room?
Mostly spare parts for the device that makes us fly, like these artificial gems. We also stored some of that new steel in here since work had to stop for the last fight.
They descended to the lowest deck of the ship and found exactly what they were looking for.
Amazing. Simply remarkable. It looks like it is made from metal, but it has the structure of well-formed quartz. It is not even connected to any of the wires, yet it is still drawing a charge. Mr. O'Connell, I have a hypothesis, but first I must ask a question. Did power go out in this section before or after the energy drain happened? And did it stop after?
The drain started happening a good 5 minutes before the power got cut. The drain keeps happening every time we try to lift off.
I believe that one of those gemstones was somehow different than the rest, and it became attracted to my steel. It continued to draw power, heating up until it melted the steel and fell down here, cutting a power cable along the way. When we landed and powered down for a time, it allows the metal to cool, forming this new material that collects power wirelessly from the flight chamber. If we can put it in some kind of Faraday cage, it should stop the problem. At least until we can think of some kind of use for it.
We fix one problem and you want to poke around till you make more.
What can I say? I live for things like this.
Remember, this is a 3-stage plan. The Russian forces are already attacking a new facility. That'll keep any reinforcements diverted to them. The Armadillo squad will begin firing on the opposite side of the wall before we drop.
Hey.
Team Archer will scale the main wall and provide sniper cover for the
here?
other 2 teams.
No, boss.
Battering ram will be setting up explosives for our exit and get us inside the facility. We then locate the spy, who should be able to help us free the rest. Then we meet up with the other teams for pickup.
That's way out
Should?
of my reach.
You don't know? Captain Yeager said this was planned out thoroughly.
Oh, are you already recording? Are you getting my good side?
Welcome back.
Yes.
Doctor
You don't have the inside, sir.
I
Transferring
will not
controls to
tolerate
pilot.
such rudeness.
Pilot mode
That
online.
present reporter will have to leave him behind.
Wow! Big tough commander can't take a joke.
Words can pierce the heart more than any mortal bullet.
Sure. Whatever you say, Barkley. How are you feeling, Kenny? Is the suit feeling alright?
It's fine, though it's a bit tight around my chest. So, Mecha Betty, you are about to free possibly hundreds of people captured by the British invaders. How do you feel?
Pretty good. We know now a lot more about them and have,
Time to go. You first, Tin Can. Kenny, my boy, make sure to keep up. Don't want you to miss a thing. All right, this is Shield Team in position.
Roger, team in position. Ram team in position. And outer wall charges are set.
Fireworks should begin in 3, 2, 1. Huh?
The Archer team has scaled the wall. Once they are there, the gate will be compromised. The gate has been blown up. All of the teams are entering the prison now.
come on, Kenny! We don't want to fall behind!
So far, the courtyard looks Remain clear. Could there be a trap? Betty, can you hear that?
Just a second. I turned up my hearing. Ooh, there's a riot going on inside the prison. The guards sound like they're starting to attack them. Barkley, we need to get inside, quickly.
Ram team needs more time to set up, unless you have another idea.
Huh, I have two. After you, Commander.
Ah, finally, someone who knows how to treat a gentleman. Shield team, move in and protect the civilians.
Everyone, we are here to set you free. Please, follow us out.
Ah, comrades, it's so good to see you. Just a second.
Did you just suplex a whale wolf?
Was it too much? I get carried away sometimes. Sorry to start festivities without you, but now we should be leaving. Explosives made of stolen cleaning supplies are not known for their patience or stability.
All teams, get out now!
The charges for the outer wall didn't make a dent, sir.
Betty, make us an exit, fast!
Okay, everyone, step back. I'm gonna use full power.
We got our way out. Shield team, get everyone to the helicopters. Betty, you all right?
I'm fine. I just need a minute to recharge enough to move.
I don't think we have that much time. Barkley, do you think we can lift her with these suits?
One way to find out. You got her legs?
Yeah, the red weight limit is going off, but I think we can do this. All right, we set her down in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, let's get back to the Eldridge. Good job, you two. You'll make fine soldiers yet.
Hey, kids. Bored with your same old routine? Want to live like an action star? Well, now you can. We adapted our delivery drones with every weapon we can get our hands on. Now you can subscribe to our Amazon Primal service, where you'll be randomly hunted by machete-wielding robots. Keep moving and survive, and you'll be wishing you could ever feel bored again.
You would think being the general for such a massive campaign, they would at least give you a larger room. You can't even stand on your toes without bumping the ceiling.
It's fine. These days, I'm usually only here to sleep before going back out to fight.
I suppose. Well, at least it's cozy.
General, here are the 2 coffees you asked for. And this just came from the consul.
Thank you. You're dismissed.
You were so right. It does grow on you. It makes follicles tingle. So, what does the council want?
They seem to approve of landing the mothership down and selected a spot. The humans refer to it as the Bermuda Triangle. The council thinks their silly superstitions about it will be a further deterrent from possible attack. The gas pockets that actually caused the disappearances would make for an excellent source of fuel. For once, Councillor Davros made some sensible recommendations.
Oh, that's excellent news, Helen. I mean, General, I had to go clean my mech.
I'll have to keep a close eye on that one.
I will take muzzle off once you learn to behave. Now, where was I?
You were telling me what you told the captain. Something about a switchboard.
I could not learn too much from the aliens, and they spoke their native language when not ordering us around. But I learned plenty for the prisoners. Colombian engineer apparently worked in car factory that got switched to making those armadillo weapons. The orders came from some group only known as Switchboard, which matches up to similar stories from China, where my country received our new toys.
What do you think their goal is? Their motivations?
From what I hear is that they have been doing this for decades, but mostly for humanitarian reasons. Give village generators that can boil water to make safe. Give formula to fertilizer to place a famine. My guess is that they are following the same principle. Just now that we need bigger guns, more than water and dirt for potatoes.
Mind if I quote you for the story?
Go ahead, Mr. Reporter. Though I don't think that many will listen to an alleged Soviet spy speaking about the secret shadow group of gun-making saints and thieves.
Thank you for the report. I'll make sure Dr. Bloom receives it in due time. We can begin construction immediately. Stay safe and keep some where we can reach you.
Well, they're actually bringing down that monster of a ship, and all we got is a needle and nothing to load it with.
Turn that frown upside down, Judy. My boys say the needle can pierce just about anything and still be big enough to carry a car.
A car, you say? Now, what do we know that's the size of a car and can rack just about anything?
That's the smile I love. You got something good in mind, don't you?
Not something, sugar. Someone.
What does this mysterious group known only as Switchboard have planned? How will it affect the fight with the aliens? And will someone just kiss already? Find out on the next thrilling adventures of Mecha Betty!
Hey.
What's up, boss?
Gage.
Still got something to say, if you got time to listen.
Some kind of problem, Gage?
No, boss. Not at all. I just wanted to say that this, you know, the two of us working together like this, well, it's been a damn good time. I left Nuka World with you, hoping you'd be the overboss the gangs needed. Seems like I didn't need to worry in the least. No question you know how to take care of yourself, which is more than I can say for most. But damn, if you don't have fun doing it, and more than that, I know you got my back. I can trust you. I can't say that about anybody else.
What? You worried I'm gonna turn on you?
No, boss. Not anymore. But most raiders, you can't trust them. You know, I made some bad calls when I was younger. I ain't saying I regret the choices I made, just that early on, I was a little starry-eyed. First gang took me in when I was 16. Decent-sized group, fair amount of muscle, only they weren't using it as best they could. Me being new and young, I didn't know enough to keep my mouth shut. Started making suggestions about how to improve things.
Oh, I can just picture it now.
Excuse me, Mr. Raider Boss, but, I have an idea.
Yeah, that's probably about how it sounded. Eventually, the boss approaches me. Connor, his name was. I don't remember what stupid-ass name he used back then. The Harvester or something. It was never as intimidating as he thought it was. Laughable almost. Anyway, at first I think he's pissed like I'm undermining his authority, but he actually listens to me. He takes my advice.
And 3 weeks later, the two of you were married.
Very funny. So here I am, this teenage punk who's got the ear of what seems like the most powerful guy around. I'm on top of the damn world. Connor's always coming to me, asking what I think of his plans, telling me how much he trusts me. Can't lie, it all went to my head. After something like a year of working closely together goes by, we come up with this plan to make peace with a rival gang. We work the whole thing out in secret, where we meet on neutral ground, who does the negotiating, and what happens if shit goes south. I was more than happy to take point on negotiating, with 3 of our biggest guys to back me up in case no one took me seriously.
Since we're talking about it, I'm assuming the story doesn't end with your death.
Brilliant. No wonder you're in charge. About an hour in, they're just starting to come around and realize the deal is in their best interest. And then, I hear it. Gunfire and explosions. Lots of both. At first I'm thinking, oh shit, something went wrong. Connor's gonna have to bail us out. But the more time that goes by, the more I start to realize what's happening. The fucker set me up, and I fell for it. See, he figured he's pumped me for all the information I was good for. Have me around for much longer, I'd be a threat to his position. So he used us as a diversion, something to keep the other gang's attention while he and his men ambush them. He gets their stuff, and I just happen to die in the crossfire. Perfect day for him.
Gotta be honest, that was a pretty smart move on his part.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. It was more than I thought he could come up with on his own. Or maybe I just didn't think he'd stoop that low. I find myself on the other side of this whole thing. Messed up, but alive. I can't go back. The one guy I thought I could trust tried to get me killed. Thought about going in shooting, but that was just anger, revenge talking. And I knew where that would end up. So I moved on. Promised myself I was never gonna be that stupid again. Was never gonna trust anyone to do anything but look out for themselves.
Life is hard. No way around it.
Don't I fucking know it. Ever since that day, I ain't trusted nobody. At least not beyond how useful they can be to me. You, though, you're the real deal. I finally found somebody worth fighting with. Something worth fighting for. I don't mean to make it weird or nothing. I'm just saying, this is a real good thing we've got going here.
I appreciate the thought and all, but let's not let things get uncomfortable. Can we just stick to a working relationship here?
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry, boss. Didn't mean nothing by it. Well, I figure this is enough sharing or whatever, yeah? We probably ought to get back to it. But really, thanks. I mean it.
Hey, moving out.
Need something from me? Okay, boss.
This is Rex Kingsley of the ABC News Network reporting from an undisclosed location in the Atlantic. We apologize for our limited availability due to British attacks on our main station. Due to the surfacing of multiple guerrilla groups around the globe, the aliens appear to have slowed down their attacks and are reinforcing the territories they have already captured. We urge any listeners within these territories to stay safe, as they apparently have large packs of their whale wolves patrolling the streets after curfew. The latest news on the invasion: the U.S. President recently released the recordings by field reporter Kenneth Jameson of a mission to release the prisoners of a British holding facility. With Mecha Betty, they managed to free over 500 prisoners, including politicians, military personnel, and prominent members of various high-technology companies. In further news...
Hello? God? Yeah? I am ready to cooperate. On one condition. I want that reporter person to be here.
I'll see what I can do.
So are you gonna finally tell me that thing about Bloom? Why all the secrecy?
Well, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that things are more complicated.
Just please, tell me already.
Okay, the other day, I heard Dr. Bloom talking with someone with a strange voice in the radio room. He has apparently been the one sharing the plans for the ship, your super factory, and everything else that's been made on the Eldridge.
Oh, what?
Calm down. I think he had a good reason. Betty?
Is Bloom in here?
No, he's in his room. What's going on?
Bloom! Oh, Bloomy! Bloom!
Yes, Betty? Don't tell me the super factory is broken again.
Did you do it?
Do what? I'm sorry for whatever I broke. I'll fix it, I promise.
Did you steal my inventions? Did you steal everyone's inventions?
How did you find out? It's not what you think. I had to do something.
Then what is it?
I work for a group called Switchboard. They help me fund my research and only ask that I make things to save people. They just wanted to help. But when the aliens came, they asked me to share everything to give everyone a chance. I did it to help save the world.
You could have told us! We could have worked together! Instead, you took everyone's hard work and then claimed credit for it!
You're gonna get some kind of liquor
Did
ration
you
from
even
Watson's
invent
place.
any of those things?
I'm not sure I can do this sober.
Everything you ever made stolen!
I did it to help save the world. You know how that feels, right, Betty? I did make some things, like your arms and your legs. I just did what I had to do. If I told Captain Yeager, he would refuse to share military secrets to even our allies, let alone some group he never heard of. If he finds out now, I'll be charged with treason.
Betty, please, keep it down. What if someone heard you two?
Yeah, they'd be forced to do this. Dr. Bloom, I'm sorry, but you're under arrest for espionage, sharing military information, and possibly treason. I'm going to have to take you to the captain.
Barkley, wait, it's not...
Oh, I know, I heard everything. But it's not up to him to decide what needs to be done. Think of the long-term consequences of giving everyone these weapons. What if the British are involved with this group? We don't know anything about them and you just gave them everything.
But what about all of his hard work? We got a lot of new weapons from him and this group.
I'm sure that'll help his case. Don't worry, Dr. Bloom will get a fair trial. The captain will make sure of that.
Could I speak to the captain, please?
Of course, though I have to warn you, anything you say can be used against you.
I see.
Meanwhile, in Engineering Bay, O'Connell and Armistead found themselves stumped by the mysterious crystalline metal. Despite his trepidation on the strange nugget, O'Connell couldn't help but swept up the Frenchwoman's quest to harness its properties.
The Faraday cage seems to work wonderfully for containing it. But so far, all of my attempts to harness its unique properties have been très mal.
It might be the triggering mechanism. It may be safer to use a wireless control, but the damn thing ends up messing up the signal, so it keeps turning itself off the second we turn it on. Any luck figuring out why it drains 10% of the power?
I believe so. Apparently, the process to make the gems is not particularly consistent. I hypothesize that the structure or imperfections of the gems make them work on different frequencies, like a radio. The possibilities for such materials are endless. If only we can figure out how to use them. Mademoiselle Betty, we could use your assistance, please.
I guess I can try.
Will Kenneth please join me in my quarters?
I'll be back, Betty. I promise to let you know what happens.
Okay, I'll try to keep busy here.
Betty has been barred from entering the captain's quarters herself. However, still felt the urge to throw Bloom into a jail cell herself. Together is worried that this outburst could lead to a good man's execution.
So, what's the problem?
We have a thing.
Thing?
Yes, a thing.
What kind of a thing?
The kind of thing we should lock in a lead case until we have time to examine it. But Madame Curie over here wants to throw caution to the wind and figure out a way to use it now.
Aw, you flatter me.
That wasn't a compliment. Speaking of which, put this lead apron on.
O'Connell here is overly cautious. All of the Geiger counters showed nothing. Betty, imagine it. In this ship, your fusion furnace is like a tiny sun. But this ship is so bulky and slow. What if you could have even a fraction of that power in something like a jet or a tank or...
The generator in my mech can't keep up in a real fight. But if I had this, why can't we use it now?
Because, for one, it takes a huge chunk of our power when it isn't sealed. Power that we can barely spare between flight and all the weapon systems. Two, it screws up any kind of remote device so we can't use it in any strategic sense. And three, did I already mention that it could be killing us right now with who knows what, and you want to put it in your damn saddlebag so you can punch more aliens without taking a break?
Oh, good idea. We could attach it to the midsection here, and a switch for me to use here.
A switch would look garish. You must look magnificent as you go into battle. How about instead if you do a pose? Something good graceful and intimidating before you unleash your full might. It would be so poetic.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds ridiculous. I'm in.
Before we start, I want to say that I understand your motivations were good, but the path to hell was paved with good intentions. Dr. Bloom, you were accused of distributing classified military technologies to an unknown and possibly dangerous group.
Yes, sir. But...
I wasn't finished. You also lied and conspired for this group during a national emergency, possibly endangering not only this ship, but also the United States. You now have two choices as a non-citizen in your services. Either you can face immediate judgment with a military tribunal, or be placed in custody immediately until such a time where we can organize a full hearing.
Hey!
Message for you, Captain, from the presidential bunker.
Hand it over. Just a moment, Bloom. Will Kenneth please join me in my quarters?
What's going on out there?
Nothing you have to concern yourself with. Now, have you come to a decision?
Hey, I can get you into contact with Switchboard. They are working on something to win against the mothership.
Mothership? What are you talking about?
The aliens came in one giant ship. Switchboard said someone in the organization found it a few weeks ago. And I think it's massive. They think it holds more than triple the forces already here.
Bloom. What? How?
You needed me for something, Captain?
Yes, you are to report on deck. A chopper will be taking you to a bunker containing a British captive. Apparently wants to talk to you. Try and get something useful out of it. Dismissed.
General Helen, the mothership will be entering the atmosphere in 3 hours. We can land between 6 to 30 hours.
Why the huge difference?
With a water landing and the size of the ship, if we land quickly, it will cause massive disruptions to the planet, its populace, and the forces we have in those areas.
I suppose slow and steady wins the race.
What?
Nothing. Just a silly story they have as a simplistic social programming.
Of course, ma'am. Slow and steady it is.
Good. And keep at least 10 squadrons on guard during its entry. I'll be in my quarters preparing. Alert me if anything happens. The humans will be brimming with confidence after breaking into one of our facilities.
Of course. But I can handle the bridge until your return.
Deep under Washington, D.C., in the president's own bunker, Kenneth was led blindfolded down its steepest steps. The reporter was not allowed to see anything from stepping onto the helicopter until finally reaching the final step.
Do not approach too closely to the cell. You can ask him whatever you wish, but your first priority is a list of questions given to you.
I understand. Do you have any idea why he asked for me?
Nope. But he has a radio outside the cell. And frankly, you're about the only thing on this damn radio lately.
My first alien fan.
I wouldn't go that far, human. I do find you interesting and more likely to listen than these barbarians.
Yes. Before we start, can I have your name?
That's those depth soldiers in class.
What do you mean by dead soldier?
They don't understand. My new learner installed English properly. Soldier means trained fighter, correct?
Yes, it does.
And all low-class soldiers are conscripted from those whose families owe large amounts of currency to the banks, correct?
No. Here it is either out of duty to volunteer or a national emergency. Why, do banks run your military?
They don't. Our world is run by the conglomerate and its corporations. I'm very confused.
Let's get back to that later. So,
keepers,
why
am
are
I
the
right?
British taking over Earth?
To increase our standing in the conglomerate, to receive full citizenship. When we conquer your world, all our debts will be wiped away, and our people will thrive.
How large are your forces? Are there any more reinforcements coming from your planet?
Reinforcements? You're joking, right? How do you have a ship with a faster-than-light engine?
Then how did you get here?
On a faster-than-light ship.
But you just said... Is the one you arrived in the only one? Screw it, I'm leaving the rest of the questions to you, Paperboy.
Of course, we were only given one. But you mind if I ask a question?
Yes?
You smell different than most humans. Your pheromones are off. I don't understand.
Well, it's very personal.
I'll answer more questions if you tell me.
I was born different than what I felt was right. Over time, thanks to Betty finding some people, I was able to become the man you see now.
Whoa. You can do that? You can choose without being forced back or killed?
No. I mean, it's complicated. My parents took years to accept me, but there are some that would get angry if they found out.
That's still amazing. I'm envious. Albert is contrived. I would be like a great General Helen. Yeah, but it's forbidden. Our body skin is for human chemists. Please hide. Changed or killed with my people.
I won't hide. And if you help, then maybe you could be free to be who you are.
There is no victory for you. I am sorry.
Contact them, Doctor. It's about time I had a talk with this organization.
Yes, should be connected now. Hello?
Yes, Dr. Bloom. Do you have anything to report?
Yes. About that, I've been caught.
Good. This is most fortuitous. I believe Captain Yeager should be there.
I am. Bloom mentioned something about a mothership.
Straight to the point, I see. Yes, a massive ship is moving into the atmosphere, approximately 8 kilometers in diameter and semi-spherical. Almost 90% of the interior is used for living quarters and weapon holdings. It could be holding dozens, if not hundreds of millions of British soldiers.
Call Admiral Fairweather! Prepare a coordinated nuclear assault!
I would not do that. It's already too close, and if even half of it crashed into the ocean, it would cause waves large enough to wipe out everything near the Atlantic shores. The debris in space alone would make it impossible for humanity to go into space for hundreds of years.
Then we wait for it to land and...
Either irradiate the ocean, or their thousands of saucers could destroy the missiles.
Then what do you suggest?
In exchange for Dr. Bloom's safety, we will help you win once and for all.
I'm listening.
What is Switchboard's plan? Can I possibly stand up to the full might of the British forces? Why has President Van Dyne made all the donuts in the bunker's break room? Those were for everybody. Just because it's the end of the world doesn't mean you can be rude about it. find out on the second half of the Adventures of Mecha Betty! Season finale!